Hey, welcome to 123. I'm Frank, and today we're going to talk about all kinds of cool things, including Raw being 4 hours. That's right, Raw being 4 hours. And I know that's an exciting idea. Anybody would want to, have Raw for 4 hours, but Jim Cornette disagrees with Nick Khan, who is when asked about the time, instead of kind of owning up to it, like Jim Cornette basically said that he thought he should, and I kind of agree. He said, instead, we'd like to see. He said, if we could get Raw to be 4 hours and SmackDown to be 8 hours, that'd be great. But I'm sure all of the wrestling fans here would agree that that's not exactly something anybody's looking forward to. 3 hours is really too long. And, when I watched Nitro in 2000, or not 2000, sorry, in the 90s, late 90s, and they went for the 3 hours block of time. It was too long then. And one thing that you can see with things like AEW Rampage and their YouTube shows, Dark and stuff, is that it is run much later, and it actually or it's run they run a lot more wrestlers, and it's an hour and 30 minutes. It's a very sleek show. You look at Rampage, it's only 1 hour, still a very sleek show. Boom, bam, done. Watch wrestling for an hour, call it a night, and it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad thing. So that just was a little bit of a thing, but that was from Jim Cornette, from the experience, and them talking about Nick Khan's response, and you can find all that on the experience. Today we are going to do what we always do, kind of tend to do this on the regular, and that is we are going to, of course, discuss the superstar of the week. And today that is Bobby Lashley. I totally messed up the bit, and this is live, so that's kind of awkward. So pretend that when we do the intro that you're surprised. I've never done this like that. Wow, that's really... Anyway, Franklin Roberto Lashley, born July 16th, 1976, is an American professional wrestler, mixed martial artist, and armed forces veteran. He's currently signed to WWE, where he performs on the Raw brand under the ring name Bobby Lashley, and is the current WWE champion in his first reign. Lashley is also known for his time in Total Nonstop Action, Wrestling Impact, or Impact Wrestling, as well as his mixed martial arts career in Bellator MMA. Lashley debuted in WWE in 2005, which at this time still went by his full name of, went by World Wrestling Entertainment, appearing to the SmackDown brand, where he became a one-time United States champion after being drafted to the ECW brand the following year. Lashley became a two-time ECW World Champion, the first African-American to hold the championship and the third African-American World Champion in WWE history, after The Rock and Booker T. During this time, he had a high-profile rivalry with company chairman Vince McMahon, which included representing Donald Trump at the Battle of the Billionaires at WrestleMania 23 before leaving the company in 2008. Incidentally, that particular show, if you ever want to see, oh, that's right, the Donald didn't lose. That would have been cool. Uh, Maybe they could rebook it, and then we could see Donald Trump get his hair shaved or beaten up or something equally desirable. He subsequently pursued a career in MMA and had his first professional fight in December of 2008 after amassing a career record of 10-2. He signed with Bellator MMA in 2014, where he won all 5 of his career bouts from 2014 to 2016 and 2009. He began appearing in TNA, later renamed to Impact, and he became a 4-time TNA Impact Heavyweight World Champion and the first African American to hold that championship. He was also a United States championship, and he has headlined multiple pay-per-view events for WWE and TNA Impact, including the 2016 edition of the latter's flagship event, Bound for Glory. He's one of 2 wrestlers to have won the WWE, ECW, and TNA Impact World Championships, the other being Rob Van Dam. I guess. Huh. I don't know if Cage. I guess Cage was probably never. Christian Cage was probably never in ECW, so I don't know. Anyway, so that is Bobby Lashley, our superstar of the week. Sorry for letting the cat out of the bag early. I did not mean to do that, but sometimes it happens. So, you know. All right. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about Heels today. Heels is on Stars, and new episodes on Sunday. If you're actually still on cable, then I guess you probably just watch them on Sunday. If not, then usually a little bit after midnight, they get put on the on-demand. There's been 2 episodes so far. The one thing that I thought was a little bit odd about Heels, especially because I listened to Jim Cornette, is that with Heels, they talk about a script, and this is one thing that Jim Cornette has said over and over again when I watched him, is that basically, or when I listened to him, is that scripts are not a thing. You have a like basically you have there's a I'm trying to think. There's basically a set sheet that says this is when these things will happen, but there's no script because you're not telling the wrestler exactly what to say. Well, you are in WWE's case, and we'll get to Raw later, but for the most part, you don't have an actual script. So that's something that was kind of something that I thought was kind of different. But other than that, it was really good. I've always been a big fan of Stephen Amell. He is he's always been good. Liked him in Arrow, so definitely happy to watch him now. I don't know much about the other star, his brother, but I felt like it was a pretty good performance on the first one. Don't want to spoil it exactly, not this early, but I will say I thought it was a pretty solid show. So I enjoyed that, and I haven't seen the new one, but It was enjoyable. One of the things I liked was when he's dealing with his wife, and basically because they're kind of running this world wrestling organization that's just a real local organization. They only have X amount of money, and so he's buying things. And in fact, the last episode, there was a line. It's like, oh well, we could have had a really nice bed, but you decided to get something for the for the wrestling company. It was like some like oh, because he got smoked machines the first episode, and this episode he was talking about the bed because he wanted lights for the dome, which is the name of their wrestling location, and so yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. I've It's interesting. Like the way that they treat the one girl, even though like she's kind of got some ideas, is kind of interesting. I don't know where that's going to go. Uh, and obviously, one of the things that's cool about it is that the brother, the Steve Amell who's the heel currently, is like always watching out for his wrestlers and is kind of the opposite. And then his brother is kind of not a very nice feller, and he's of course the face. So it's kind of interesting. Well, let's get into like talk about what happened this week as far as wrestling goes. We had Rampage, which of course was the second episode of Rampage was brought out where CM Punk made his return to wrestling, and it really touched a lot of people. I was touched by it myself. And our third episode saw a match between the Jurassic Express and the Lucha Brothers, and fighting for the chance to go against the tag team at All Out in a steel cage. And that was a really good match. Very solid. Jungle Boy was solid as always. And of course, we had Luchasaurus doing really well. Ray Phoenix, always the star in the match. And it's one of those matches you should definitely go see, and I would recommend it. And the winner of that match was, of course, or ended up being the Lucha Brothers. So that means we're going to get the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks at All Out, and that should be pretty cool. And I'm looking. Then next we had the Bunny versus Ty Conti, which I thought was a pretty decent match. I think that Ty Conti is just a much better wrestler than the Bunny in most cases. And even though we had the Bunny had brass knucks and ended up knocking out Ty Conti for a confrontation. Oh no, that wasn't a confrontation, but actually it might have been. No, that's right. Penelope Ford came out with the Bunny, so we might have a new group with the Bunny and Penelope Ford, which is an interesting question because at that point I was kind of wondering where's Kip Sabian gone. Then we had the weird match. I won't say weird, but definitely stilted, which was Frankie Kazarian and Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega and Brandon Cutler, of all people. And there's even a joke made by Don Callis about Brandon Cutler being that Kenny Omega didn't really take the whole thing seriously, or else why would they put Brandon Cutler as their partner? There's been a lot of attacks on Brandon, so I don't know how that's going to work out, and I don't know how if we're going to see any kind of a switch on that, or if it's just that's the character he's going to end up playing. So that was Rampage. One thing that was weird about Rampage is there was supposed to be, or was that Dynamite? Yes, that's right. Because we also had Miro come out dragging, tearing off Del Sol's mask, and after he got his win on the or not his win, but his him getting signed for the company, we had Del Sol get his mask ripped off and beaten down by Miro. There was also supposed to be a what seemed like it would be an in-ring confrontation between CM Punk and Darby Allin, but it ended up being a video package. And I didn't even see the video package, or I don't know, maybe I saw the video package. I don't know, but I didn't really, it didn't feel like that. And I actually thought it was a West Coast thing where they lost the information or something. I wasn't sure. Now looking at Dynamite. Actually, while I'm just getting a little refresher for Dynamite, I wanted to let everybody know that you can go on to, there's a way you can support us here at the 123 by going to tpublic.com/stores/gamingfix, GAMING-FIXX, and there you can find t-shirts and other accessories, and you can support the show. Right now we just have the Gaming Fix, all the Gaming Fix gear, but eventually we're going to have the 123 gear, and it's $14 per shirt, or $14 on sale, and those sales do come up a lot. You'll find them, but if not, then you can find, then it'll be $21 and 35% off the site when things are on sale, and if not, then everything's kind of the regular price. You could get a hoodie, I think, for about, I want to say $40, maybe $35. I'd have to look. But anyway, that is on TeePublic, and we really appreciate you going out and helping us out by spending a little bit of your coin there. And we know that if you can't, that's okay, but we'll let you know about it anyway. And as far as Dynamite is concerned, here we go. Getting the Dynamite results just to look at them. I actually watched the episode, but I just sometimes need a little refresher. All right. So we started off the show with a match. Things are not, I've been having some problems with the computer all day. If you happened to check out the Gaming Fix live broadcast. We tried to do Myst, and the whole game kind of crashed. And then we played some Magic the Gathering and had some problems with that. Then we had CM Punk come out and all right. So the match card, because we did have the first appearance. The match card was, of course, the AEW debut of CM Punk, and we had I'm trying to see which ones of these were. I think that was the. All right, so we start off the show with Chris Jericho addressing his future, and that was kind of interesting. Basically, what we know is that we're getting a match at All Out, and that's going to be. I don't know why the names of these wrestlers it just escapes me. It's like I know them all day, but get in front of camera and I forget. I don't know there. Chris Jericho said that he wanted to fight MJF and was willing to put his career on the line. Basically, he won't be a commentator from now on, and he no longer wrestle if MJF. So MJF took the match. Then we had the Lucha Brothers against the Barcelons are really doing well, but let's be honest, they're not the same caliber as the Lucha Brothers. So the Lucha Brothers really go on, and of course, to the page. Everything is really sticky on this computer today. I'm going to try and get it to you quicker. Okay. Then we had Jamie Hayter versus Red Velvet. And basically, Velvet rolled early, but a momentary distraction by Baker, and Rebel allowed Hayter to throw her into the guardrail and assume control of the bout. Back from the break, Velvet fought her way back into the match, but another momentary distraction, box moonsault, gave way to a lariat clothesline, and a win for Hayter. So Hayter won that match. Then after the match, Chris Statlander hit the ring and ran the heels off, heating up a rivalry for Baker ahead of All Out. And we know that we're going to have Chris Statlander against Baker for the championship at All Out. So that looks like that's going to be a good match coming up. I am. Then we had CM Punk making his first appearance, joined Tony Schiavone. And of course, he kind of just listened to everybody and then named a bunch of the top wrestlers that he'd like to fight. Jungle Boy, Brian Pillman Jr., and Rey Fenix, among others. And he said he retired the moniker Voice of the Voiceless because AEW has a voice. They listen to the fans. And oddly enough, the Chance of Yes started, and he reminded fans that it is another guy's gimmick and told them to be patient in that regard. So that was kind of cool. in letting everybody know, which a lot of people know, is that Bryan Danielson will be coming pretty soon. So that was kind of a cool thing he did. And then we had the trios match, which was John Moxley, Darby Allin, and Eddie Kingston battling against the Wingmans, J.D. Drake, Cesar Bononi, and Ryan Nemeth. And it was interesting because Sting was backing up the baby faces and Peter Avalon was helping out the heels. And so there was a point where Sting was face to face right in front of Peter Avalon, and Sting is a big man. He could easily break Peter Avalon in half, so that was really interesting. So then our last match of the evening. Then we had Christian Cage and Kenny Omega clash ahead of All Out. Fighting each other. Then we had the Gun Club versus the Factory. The Gun Club is always very boisterous. So it was an okay match. Then we had after that, we of course had Malachi Black versus Brock Anderson, and obviously I don't think it was a surprise that at the end that of course it was a black mass on onto Brock Anderson, and preventing a steel chair assault. Black responded with black mass, only for the enforcer to block it. A low blow gave way to a black mass that did land before Lee Johnson made the save and stared down Black to close out the show. So I don't know where that's going, because I mean, obviously we're not going to. I don't know that who wants to see Lee Johnson. Yeah, it was Black cowering from Lee Johnson. It was kind of strange, but that was those results. And next we have today I wanted to talk about a wrestling promotion that I just have heard about. It's called Real Wrestling, and I'm guessing they're out of Texas. Actually, Real Wrestling. Trying to find Reality of Wrestling. Sorry, Reality of Wrestling. And there's a show this weekend for Reality of Wrestling. We want to try and find out more about Reality of Wrestling. And it's the flagship of Texas Wrestling. And I'll talk about this real quick. And we're actually not going to we've been talking about how much we like. So September 15th, we have the Reality Wrestling Dayton Community Center. And that's in Cleveland or Dayton. I swear, it looks like it says Dayton IX. So we're going to try and watch some of these matches and discuss them a little bit. This just came up on my feed on Facebook, and I just wanted to talk about them. Reality of Wrestling on realityofwrestling.com, and maybe they'll be coming somewhere in my area, and I can actually attend. I want to start attending some of these matches and talking about them, and maybe having some footage. We're working on getting the show a little bit more polished. Right now, we've got the numbers that come up. Eventually, we're going to get the old music back. I'm going to be looking for the old music today, putting that together, putting some videos together, and I think it'll be great. Anyway, as far as Raw goes, it is luckily not 4 hours, and enjoy it, everybody. Goodbye.